Here's the Rode VXLR Pro. Here's the Rode standard 3.5 to XLR adapter. This is ones they used to sell, or I think they still sell this. And you can get this generic. There's a generic. These are generic. You can get these anywhere. They're like $10 or less. But this is the Rode. This was released maybe a few years ago. There's two versions of this. There's the VXLR Pro and the VXLR Plus. The difference, besides the price, there's a price difference. This was $40, and I think the other one is closer to $25. The difference besides the price is that with the VXLR Pro, it allows you to connect longer 3.5 millimeter cables that go a further distance. So if you're only going to plug in a microphone that goes from the XLR jack to on top of the camera, you don't need a long cable. They're usually less than 3 feet. And in that case, you get the Plus. If you're going to set your 3.5 millimeter microphone in a really long distance, you're going to go over 10, 15, 20 feet, then you're going to want the Pro, because the Pro it has some kind of transformer in there that sends more power further down the cable. Not a lot of people need a device like this Rode VXLR Pro, but here's why people would want something like this. So say you have a camera and you have XLR only. There's no 3.5 millimeter inputs, which are actually a lot of cameras have XLR but no 3.5. And let's say you have a 3.5 microphone. So here are two 3.5 millimeter shotgun microphones that are currently on the market. This is the MKE 400 and the MKE 200. The difference between these two microphones is that the 200 here is plug-in power, and the 400 takes AAAs. So here's where you put the AAAs in, and any other microphone that has batteries, either built-in or external like that, where you just pop in the batteries, they don't require plug-in power. They're already powered. And in that case, you don't need the VXLR Pro. You just need a standard pass-through 3.5 to XLR. Pop that in, and I pop this into my XLR input on my camera or whatever recording device I'm using. And then I'm ready to rock and roll like so. And I don't need to turn on the phantom power. There's no phantom power. Turn off phantom power because you don't need it. If you do have phantom power on, you could damage the microphone or the cable, because when you turn on phantom power, you're pumping electricity through the XLR port there, and you don't want to overload any of your devices. But if you have a microphone that requires plug-in power, then you're gonna run into a little bit of a pickle, because if you use a straight pass-through XLR 3.5 to XLR and you plug it in here, it's not gonna work without phantom power. But if you turn on the phantom power is 48 volts, which is too much power for a small microphone like this, and you could damage your shotgun microphone, your lavalier, if you send all the juice of a phantom power into a little microphone like this. So that's why you would want a VXLR Pro or the Plus. What this does, there's the electronics in here that converts the phantom power to plug-in power. That's all this does. That's why you pay $40 or $25 for this. So you would plug that in there, and you would plug your plug-in powered mic there. And by doing it this way, you would now turn on your phantom power, and then you're able to use this microphone into your camera or recording device without pumping too much juice that would destroy or damage your microphone, and still make it work. That's the purpose of the VXLR Pro and the VXLR Plus.